In this video, you're gonna learn exactly how you can make an animated YouTube channel completely with AI with 0 workers for a fraction of what it would normally cost you. This channel, Lost Legacy, is getting a ton of views. Just take a look at the view count on their videos. So we're going to copy their niche. Later in this video, I'm also gonna show exactly how you can find a niche that's just as good as this, or how I found this niche in just 5 minutes. So make sure you watch till then, but this entire video is gonna blow your mind, trust me, so you should just watch all of it. So before we get started, let's see what their videos actually look like.
And speaking your mother tongue earns you bloody knuckles from the teacher's stick.
Now, this looks like it'd be crazy to make with AI, but the truth is you can actually do this completely with AI. So this might seem a little weird, but the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to get 5 screenshots of their animation style. So first, let's get one right here. And then I'm just gonna save these 5. And when we do this, we wanna get images that don't all look exactly the same. So try and get 5 different frames, not just 5 people's faces. Like I'm trying to get different scenery, how people should look. Now that we have 5 images, we're going to go to tubegen.ai. If you want my referral link, it's in the description. And if you guys want to know how I found this niche, you could just go to TubeGen AI, and there's actually a niche finder on here. We could go by filters. So for example, I could do channels that are created within the last 3 months, faceless channels only. We could do, let's say, 10,000 minimum typical views per video, apply the filters. And then we could sort by how old the channel is, their average views, or we could do like who has the most subscribers, for example. And here's what comes up. But what's cool in this niche finder, I can even search up the channel of this channel, and he pops up here. Now there's 2 things that you can do with this. First of all, I can press on similar channels, and this is gonna pop up all the competitors. For example, we have this channel, which is called Actually Interesting, which does very similar style videos. So that's how we can find competitors. But the main reason I search their channel up is because we can press this copy style button, and this is key for what we are doing here. Now this is actually gonna analyze all of their videos. It's going to scrape all of their scripts, and it's gonna create a script writer that writes in the same way that they do. So now when I go back to the homepage and I go to styles, I have this Lost Legacy style, which is the name of the channel. And of course you can edit this, add in more reference scripts, but it put the word count for us, it shows the language, and it even shows a voice. So what I'm actually gonna do here is I can press this copy style ID for you guys. So if you have TubeGen, you can just go to import style and paste in this. This will be in the description of the video, so if you want this style, feel free to take it and import it yourself. Now all I gotta do is go back to their channel, copy the URL, go to tools, generate title, and then paste in their channel. And this is going to scrape all their video titles and find the outliers and make similar titles to their outlier videos. So we could do something like your life as a witch hunter in early modern Europe. Then from here, we don't have to do anything else. We already have the style selected for us, which knows the word count and everything else. So all you have to do is just press generate. And if you're wondering how much this is gonna cost you, at the end of the video, I'm gonna go over exactly how much everything costs so you can see that it doesn't cost a lot. Now for this channel's animations, they're likely paying around $18 a minute. So for example, for a 12-minute video, it would cost $216. And then with voiceover, anything else, this might cost between $250 to $300 per video. So at the end, we're gonna see how much this costs us. And then you also get the bonus of not having to wait on editors and all that, and the fact that you could just generate this whole thing in like 30 minutes. Because this guy is uploading once a week. So to put it simply, he's spending around $1,000, but based on his numbers on Social Blade, he's probably making over $10,000 a month. So that $1,000 is kind of worth it. So now we have a script right here, and it's written in the exact same style. If anybody wants to pause and read this, I'm telling you, it's gonna be exactly the same type of style. And then to get the voiceover, all we have to do is press this blue button, and it's immediately gonna start narrating for us. And now the voiceover is done. Let's take a quick listen to it.
You're born in 1580, somewhere in the German countryside where the morning mist clings to rotting thatch.
Sounds pretty good. And now here's where the fun part comes in, where we actually do all the animations and whatnot. All you have to do is next to this voiceover button, we have generate images. Now that's gonna pop up once you have your voiceover generated. And for anybody that's wondering, if you go to AI tools here, you can actually go straight to voices to images. So this won't matter for most people, but you can press this, and then pretty much you just drag and drop an MP3 file or whatever into here, and that'll just take you straight to here. It'll write the script out for you, and then you can go straight to generate images without having to generate the script in voiceover if anybody's interested in that. So now we have this screen, so we can press here, and there's a ton of different styles here, but for animation, we want to do custom style. And now it's as simple as adding those 5 images we got. So let me press this and add them. 1, 2, 3, 4. and 5. Now what you want to do is you want to describe this, and don't have AI describe it. Describe it from how you view it, because if you tell ChatGPT, hey, describe this image for me, that, you know, we could just do that on the back end. There's a reason that this is like this, so I'm just going to describe it the best way I can. So you can get pretty in depth with your description, but I'm just going to do cartoon style images where characters have simple faces, dots as eyes, etc. And we can even preview this style. So for example, if I just do man jumping off a boat into the ocean for the description, now you don't have to preview the style, but this is just if you want to see what it'll look like. Then we'll select landscape and generate the preview. So here's the image it gave us. If I zoom into it, you can see it's in the same art style, but when we actually go and generate this with our script, it's going to be even more accurate. So now from here, we're animating this, so we just press the animate button. Now in this case, I'm not going to make a full video since I'm just showing examples, so I'm going to go to advanced, which you guys could use this too. And what's really cool about this is you could go to different areas in the video and actually split it. So for example, I can make a split at 140, and it makes the splits based on where the sentences end and whatnot. So I could do 0 minutes to 140 is animated, but then the rest of the video is just like images. So maybe 20 images for the rest of the video. And you can make as many of these splits as you want. You can say, okay, animate the first one, animate the third one, and so forth. But the way I'm going to use this is just animate the first minute, and then just do one image for the rest of the video, just so that I can animate the first minute and show you guys what that'll look like. If you guys just want to animate the whole video, you don't need to go to advanced mode here. You can just press the animate box. Now we have different animation qualities here. I'm going to go to default because default is really cheap and still really, really good. Then we go ahead and press generate prompts. And like I said, at the end, I can actually go into my account here and see exactly how much money I spent on everything. So I'm going to show you guys exactly to the cent as to how much this costs. Now that we press that button, here's what it did. First off, it gave us our first image. Then it gives us the prompt it used. Now we could download this image if we want to. We can press regenerate, and then we can change up the prompt even if we want to. And then the reason it just shows one image for now is just to make sure you like this, you like the custom style. If you don't like it, you can go back and edit, and you pretty much like spent a few cents. And if you want to, you can even go to each scene individually. So this one's from 5 seconds to 1087. Here's the part of the script that it's using, and then here's the prompt it's going to use to generate the image. So you can look at this, edit any of this if you want to, but I'm about to just press generate 12 more images, and you're gonna see why you probably don't need to do this, because TubeGen is just goated, to be honest. But it's just there, obviously, for anybody that wants to do that, because we're not going to stop them. So now everything's done. For example, here's our second image, third one, and so on. And as you can see, this is in the exact same style that we wanted. Then once again, in this stage, we can press this. See, it's using this part of the script. Here's the timing of when it will be. You can even regenerate the image. So for example, this one here, it generated him with big eyes. I'm not sure why. So we're just going to regenerate this. You can change what it says here if you want to, like the prompting, but I feel like it'll probably fix on its own. And either way, honestly, this isn't a big deal. I just want to show you guys how the regeneration works. Here's the new image, and yep, it fixed it on its own. Now the fun part, pressing animate all images. But before we do that, I'm just going to go through and make sure that all of these images don't have any like errors in them, because this is made with AI, of course, and it does a pretty good job, but maybe 1 out of every like 30-40 images, it might have some hiccup somewhere. So I would recommend doing that just to make sure the animation doesn't mess up. And I looked through everything, and it looks like it's all good, to be honest with you. Now we're going to press animate all images. And now if you had multiple segments from the advanced mode, that's when this would pop up. So you could change your mind, maybe deselect some of them. But I want to animate all of this, so let's animate the selected. And now all the animations are done. I could press on a random one right here, and you can preview it. And once again, we could press reanimate and change the prompt for the animation. Then once everything's done, we press render videos. And you might be asking, well, why do you need to do that? And that's to make sure that these videos are exactly timed to the voiceover. So they're not 5 or 6 seconds exactly. It might be the first animation's 4.74, then the second one's 6.83, so that way each animation starts at the beginning of the next sentence. Otherwise, it would just be kind of random placements. Then you'd have to manually like shorten them or lengthen them and whatnot. Well, you can't really lengthen an animation, so that's why this is pretty useful. So we just press render videos, and it automatically does that for you. And this is going to give you a file with everything: your images, your animations, a notepad with the timestamps, your voiceover, and just a ton of stuff, just so that anything anybody needs would be in there. Of course, you don't need to use all that stuff, but pretty much just every single thing that you generated in this project will be in that folder. I don't think I've ever asked on the channel, but if you're watching this far, please subscribe, because, you know, might as well get the sub count up, show you support the channel. Appreciate it. So now we have this folder with the animations, everything, like I said. It even has your script in a notepad that's open right here. So let's drag in our voiceover. Then we're going to drag in from the folders videos including animation. So you have an animations folder right here, and then you have videos including animation. So this way, if you have any images, like let's say you did the advanced mode, you did first section is animated, second one is images and whatnot, it will render those images into videos. So just use the videos including animation, and this is going to, if we drag it in here, as you can see here, because our last image was just the whole video, like I said in advanced mode, it rendered this one image to be the whole rest of the video. And now our animations are in here, so let's see what this is going to look like.
Your father's a blacksmith with hands scarred from more than just hot iron. He tells you bedtime stories about women who dance with demons and men who sell their souls for a handful of silver.
And that's just a brief example of what this looks like. Now I'm going to show you guys how to make the description of the video, how to make the thumbnail, and then after everything, we're going to go and see how much all of that costs together, including the thumbnail. So we're going to go back to TubeGen once again and press on AI Tools and then press on Thumbnail Generator. Then we're going to go to this reference channel and let's find one that looks the most like some sort of witch hunter. Let's take this one for example. Then we're just going to copy link address, or we could press on the video, and then copy from here. Then we go here and paste in this thumbnail. Then we're going to analyze it, and pretty much analyzing it created a thumbnail template for us, and it even created a description. So now we got to go and just mess with the description, because right now if I just generate this, it's going to generate something that looks almost identical. Like it'll be 99% similar, obviously not exactly the same because it's just going to recreate it. So let's mess with this to get what we want. So I'm literally just on Google Images searching up what witch hunters look like so that we can get an image of something that looks like this. So right now it says a digital illustration of a muscular male figure, blah, blah, blah. So I put a digital illustration of a male witch hunter from medieval times. And then I'm just going to try and describe this, like one of these images. We'll try and make him look like something like this guy. So I pretty much changed all of this. If anybody wants to read this, they can. But this just took me a minute. I pretty much just took all like the clothing descriptions and changed it to this, changed anything to witch hunter, and then I changed the text from whatever it was before to 66 witches slaughtered, and now we're gonna press generate thumbnail. So here's the thumbnail we ended up with, pretty much exactly what I wanted. And now to even generate the description, we can go back to where we have the script and press generate description right here. And it's gonna use YouTube SEO and a few other factors. So it puts the title at the top, which is supposed to be there in your description. It gives you a description with a ton of keywords, and it even gives you the hashtags to use. And you can just press copy here, or you can press regenerate. And now you have the title here, you have your description here, we have the video in our editor, and we have the thumbnail right here. Pretty much everything you need for a video. Now, how much did it cost to generate all of that stuff on this platform? You can actually go to account settings here, and then there's a usage dashboard. So only one day in October, so this chart looks a little funky, but it tells us how much we spent on everything. So we spent 2,600 on the animation, 470 credits on the images, 350 on the voiceover, 300 on searching for a niche. Keep in mind as well that TubeGen is partnered with 11 Labs, so voiceover credits are actually cheaper on TubeGen than 11 Labs. So even if you only wanted to use TubeGen to make a voiceover, which you can just do that on TubeGen if you want to, it would actually be cheaper to use TubeGen, and it's using 11 Labs because they're partnered. We spent 190 on the thumbnail. That's because I generated it 3 times because I messed with the description a little bit. Then we got the script is 110, title is 8, description is 1 credit, which gives us a total of 4,100, and this even includes like the niche search. Now if we go to the pricing page, we can see how much this costs. So realistically, starter is best used if you're doing shorts, or if you're doing 1 to 4 videos a month, maybe once a week. Just depends on if you're doing animations and whatnot. If you're doing animations, you definitely probably can't with starter. You might be able to get away with 1 animation per month with basic, and then if you want to do like once a week, I'm sure pro would work. So pretty much right here it tells you how much each credit is valued at. So let's say with pro, for example, which is the most popular plan, you get $1 equals 330 credits. So all we need to do is take that 4,100 credits from before and divide that by 330, and that costed us $12. And that includes niche search and everything. So if we round this to 12 to take out niche research and everything, because you're not doing that every time, and we only did a minute, so let's multiply that by 10 minutes. That's giving us $120 per video, which means with the pro plan, we would be able to upload in this niche once a week. And keep in mind, you wouldn't need to wait for an editor or anything. And if you even have premium, for example, you get 457 credits per dollar. Now I know 1,500 a month is a lot, and this is typically for people that want to do multiple channels or want to upload like animations more than once a week. Keep in mind that other channel is uploading animations for once a week, and their channel cost is $1,000. So this is 50% of the cost, and you don't have to rely on anybody else. With premium though, because it's 457 credits per dollar, this would actually make that 1 minute $8.97. So probably around like $8.80 without the niche research and whatnot. Multiply that by 10 and you're getting it for $88 per video. Because you have $1,500 of credits and it's 88 per video, you can make 17 videos, which means you can upload every other day or even more. Or you could just, have maybe 4 channels uploading once a week. And guess what? You can actually get a discount if you use the link in the description. See ya.
All right, so I'm currently at my dashboard on smmshiba.com. And do not get confused by the website names. SMM Shiba and SMM Dodge are actually the same website. So all you have to do once you've created yourself an account here is to go on list, click on this category icon, select, and here you want to select something, basically any option that says from with video. So I'm going to choose this one right here, and this should be already fine. 2014, 2017, yeah. Now I'm going to click on buy, confirm, and now you can go onto your product orders and you will see this is pending. All right, the order is now completed. This didn't even take 2 minutes. What you want to do now is you want to copy that ID, and we want to be organized, right? Especially if we have multiple channels, you will not find them again. So make sure to save it somewhere.